Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a get ready with me video and just kind of show you how I do my routine, like my makeup routine and all that stuff. And then I've got a what's in my bag video planned, and then also kind of an update video because I haven't talked to you guys in a couple months. I haven't made any videos. I've had a lot going on and things are finally starting to settle down. We're finally starting to get back into a routine of our own. So those videos will come later, but for right now I'm going to go ahead and do my get ready with me and kind of show you guys what I do as my morning routine. So, okay, I washed all of my makeup brushes. When I had moved about 2 months ago, I had makeup brushes that I didn't even know that I had stored away, so I had just finally found those. So I went ahead and washed them just so I could start using them. And we also have a special guest. You come say hi. Roman. He's getting so big. You guys haven't seen him in a really long time, and he is just, he sees himself on the screen. You're getting so big, aren't you? So he will be our guest in today's video. You want him? So we were in the process of making lunch, and I said, Mommy's got to get ready for the day because we're going to go to my sister's today, and both of our sons are going to kind of hang out together. They're only a couple weeks apart. Her son, this is my younger sister, and her son is 2 weeks older than mine. So yeah, we're all going to kind of hang out today and let the boys play, and plus now that I moved, I don't really get to see her too often. Our schedules just kind of conflict and we don't ever get to see each other, so it will be very nice to see her. Okay, I'm putting all these brushes away before I get crazy. Okay, so first thing, I've already put my foundation primer on, and the one I used is the Smashbox, and I'll actually get that out so you guys can see it. I use the Smashbox Photo Finish, this one right here. It says it's oil-free. It's just oil-free. It's just, and this has about a medium coverage. I'm sure if you put more on, you could get a heavier coverage. But this has about a medium coverage, which is all I need right now, because we're just at the end of August. So, okay. So we've got all that in. He's taken off with my primer. He usually does. I find primers, lotions, he takes off with everything. So, okay. Now I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser, and I'm down to about right here. So all I have to do is just, oh, mine's, you can't hear the click, but just give it a couple of clicks and you'll start to see it come out of the top. And I dot it just a few times under each eye. And then I take my ring finger and just blend it out. And I also blend it over my eyelid, not just as to kind of cover up any discoloration, but also to use as a primer for my eyelids. I mean, I will put eyelid primer on, but this just kind of helps everything stick a little bit more. So just want to make sure I get that really blended. I have a lot of lines under my eyes, especially right here. And I've got crow's feet already starting out here. So we just want to blend this in. And I have dark circles because I'm a single mother and I never get sleep. Half the time it's because I stay up, it's my own fault. But a lot of the time I get up with him, and so I mean, I've kind of conditioned myself that I can run on 3 or 4 hours of sleep for about a week before I really need to crash and get a little bit more. So, okay, next thing we're going to do is blush. And I am actually going to use a little bit of primer on my cheeks. I usually use a primer on my cheeks when I do my blush. Lately though, I've had my blush doesn't want to stay on. Like, this foundation's a little bit drier than the Clinique that I usually use. So the Clinique stays wetter, so it kind of acts as a foundation for that. And what I'm going to use is the Rose Salve. It comes in a container like this. You can get these at Bath and Body Works. And I just take a little bit on my finger like this, and I dot a little bit on my cheek, about that much. Dot some right here. And then I put the rest on my lips because that's going to sit while I'm doing my makeup. And it really does soften up your lips. You can use this stuff for your cuticles. What's it say? Knees, face, lips, cuticles, elbows. And it works really well. So, and then I'm just going to blend this back with these two fingers here. And I just kind of blend that back. And I do it all the way up here because I'm actually going to use a highlighter up here. So I want my highlighter to stick all day too because it's a little glittery. It's kind of frosty, kind of glittery. So, and then I'm just going to I got my washcloth like I usually do and wipe that off. And I buy my washcloths from Family Dollar, which is where I work. And I just buy my washcloths from there because you get like a pack of 25 for $2.50 or $5 or something, I don't know. So I buy them in packs from there. So yeah, so the next thing I'm going to put on is my blush, and I'm using the e.l.f. Mineral Blush. These are $5 from the e.l.f. website, and this is Enjoy. It's just a very pale peachy pink. It is definitely one of my favorite blushes. It goes very well with my skin tone. I think it really would go well with any skin tone. And I'm using MAC 187, and it's just a stippling brush, a nice dual fiber brush. And I put about this much on the cap. I may use more, but I'm going to swirl it in there, and then you can tap it off if you want. And then we're just going to, I stipple it on like I would my foundation. And I do more right here, like this part of my cheek, the apple of my cheek, and then I slowly sweep it back and forth. But I want to get the most on that apple. That's where I want the most of my color to be. So we're just going to stipple this on. I love this blush. It's just the right color for my skin tone. I've had a really hard time finding the right pink. I've tried reds and oranges and stuff like that. But I have a lot of, right now I look more blue on camera. Like I look like I have more pink undertones. I don't know why. It might just be because of this light too. Yeah, that doesn't help. But I do have a lot more yellow undertones when it comes to my skin. Especially in my face. Well, yeah, and my arms too. I have a lot more yellow undertones. So, most blushes have a blue undertone, like they're blue based. So, it was very hard for me to find one, and this has more of a yellow base to me, so it goes very well with my skin. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, so I've got my blush on for now, and then I'm going to take my angle brush. It's an angle blush brush. It's a 168 from MAC, and all it is just an angle brush. I actually have one that I use from e.l.f. that I really like too. And for this one, I'm going to take my Coastal Scent 6 Color and Contour Blush Palette. I don't use the blushes in here. I actually bought it for these 3 colors originally. As you can tell, I use this one a lot, and this one's going to hit pan very... Oh, no, it's not. And I didn't use this contour shade because it was so dark. And I've looked and looked and looked, and the one contour shade I found that would work with my skin tone was like $45, and I thought, I'm not spending that much. Well, this one works just fine if I go kind of light on it, and a lot of people have noticed. I'll go into work one day without it on and then go into work the next day with it on, and people notice, wow, your face looks skinnier, and it's obviously working for me. So, and I constantly get asked, are you losing weight, are you losing weight? So that makes me happy. So I'm just gonna take it, and we're just gonna, so you guys can actually see, we're just gonna kind of dip it in like this, and I do this with mine just to kind of get some of that off. You can suck your cheeks in like that and find it, or you can smile, and you can just kind of feel like right here's my bone, and I want to go right into that dip. Like I kind of press right here, and you can see where you'd want to contour. So I start back up here by the hairline, and we're just going to take a couple of sweeps back and forth. So I don't know how dark that looks, I can't see. But you can tell it's already kind of slimming right here. And I'm just going to take what's left on that brush and go to the other side. Because you can always add more, but taking it away is a lot harder unless you want to start over. So, and I just kind of swirl back and forth to kind of blend out those harsh edges. I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. So that's about where I want it, because once I put my powder over it, it's going to blend a little more. So I'm actually just going to take a couple more dots and... My son's playing with my drawers. He loves my makeup drawers. I leave the last couple of them empty just for him, just so he can play. Okay. So this one, I don't really have to blend this one out too bad. But I'm going to get the sides of my nose with what is left on the brush. I'm going to go ahead and just sweep back and forth on my forehead. And I'm also going to do it twice. I'm going to start right here in the middle and sweep back and forth. Because if I start over here on this edge, I'm going to get more than I would if I did it, you know, than I would over here. So I start in the middle, I sweep back and forth, kind of get that color on there, and then go back. Okay. Okay, so we've got that on, so we're going to go ahead and put that brush back. Then I'm going to take an e.l.f. brush, and this is the e.l.f. blush brush. We're done with that palette, so we can go ahead and put that back. I'm going to take this e.l.f. blush brush, which is just kind of a flat, and it's synthetic. So this is from their $3 line, I believe. And I'm going to take my Teased Baked Mineral Bronzer. This is in the color Sunset Sky. 55, 20, 25 are the numbers for it. I am not sure where you can even order these. It's by Extreme Color Inc. New York. But I mean, it's like an X and then Stream. So, but I'm going to take one side of the brush and just dab it in here. All the way around. It's that pretty color. And I'm going to start right here. And you can again feel where all this bone is. And you're just going to want to find the very tops of your cheeks. And we're just going to pat that on and highlight it a little bit. Again, go around. You can do this a little if you want to. And just highlight this a little. You can definitely see it right there where it's highlighted. Okay. And then I just kind of sweep what's left back and forth. I'm also going to make a T, like my T-zone right here, and go down my nose because I want to highlight that. Then I'm going to take the very tip of the brush, and I'm going to dip it in and get just enough on there. And I'm going to go right here for my Cupid's bow and highlight that. Because that's something that, and it highlights your lip just a little bit. But that's a very good place because it's just very, it gives you that very pouty, very fresh look when you highlight your Cupid's bow. So we're done with that. We're going to put it back in there. And then the next thing we're going to move on to is my powder, which is just a setting powder to set all of my concealer, to set all of my blush. And this is, I use the Clinique Perfectly Real Compact, and this is in the shade 102 Neutral. And I'm just going to use a dome brush, just any kind of face brush. This is a MAC 134. And we're just going to swirl that in, tap off the excess. You can see how much I've got on there. And I'm actually going to start up here, and I press mine in like this. And then I go over both of my eyes, down my nose, and just kind of go all the way around the face. And then down here I start to blend. Okay. For some reason these brushes are very, they're shedding really bad. And I've only washed it once. I mean, I haven't had them very long, and I don't use them very often. I mean, I like my MAC brushes, don't get me wrong. I very much like my MAC brushes. But a lot of people can't afford those kind of brushes. And I got very lucky with these brushes, like very lucky on the price of them. So, you know, I prefer things from e.l.f. or like brushes from Walmart or things like that, or even Walgreens, because those are the things people can afford. Like, people can't just go out and buy a 20-piece brush set from MAC. Like, you just can't do that. It's expensive for these brushes. I mean, you're paying $20, $30 per brush. So they're really expensive. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to the eyes. And we are going to use a primer for our eyes. And I love the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. And this is just the regular anti-crease eyeshadow primer. It's just whatever the regular is. So we're going to take just a little bit of that. And I take about this much on my finger. So not very much at all. And that's going to be for both eyes. So there's about that. A little bit more on that one. And we're just going to blend it all over the eye. Down into this crease right here and also underneath. I don't always put shadow under my eyes, but I always put the primer under there because, I mean, I may just change my mind and be like, okay, I want to put powder or something down there, like eyeliner, eyeshadow. So, okay, so we've got that on. Next thing we're going to use is a NYX Jumbo Pencil. Now I have a lot of these jumbo pencils. Like, here's just a few of them. Like, I've got a gold, a purple, a silver, and a white. I love these jumbo pencils. You can get them from nyx.com, and they're, I think, $4.50 plus your tax, plus your shipping and handling. You can get them from boutiques. You can actually look up NYX just on Google, and you might be able to find out where they sell them cheaper. I know Cherry Culture, they sell them, I think, for $3.50 plus shipping and tax and all that stuff. So I know, like, your Ultas, and I don't know if Sephora sell them. I don't think they do, but I know Ulta does sell them. And I think they're $4.50 there, but sometimes you can get them buy one, get one 50% off, or buy one, get one free. You just look for the tags on the shelf. So these are very good. I love these primers. And I've got some that are very, very similar, like Yogurt and Cashmere. This is more of a pink and this is more of a gold, but they look a lot alike. Now Cashmere and Gold look a lot alike. You can see these two. This one's Cashmere and this one's Gold, and they look almost identical. One's just a little darker. And today, since I've got a black shirt on, but I mean, I've got like a black and white flowered skirt on. So for today, I'm actually going to use one that's more white. I've got Milk and Cottage Cheese, and the only difference between Milk and Cottage Cheese, they're both a white color, but this one's got more shimmer where this is matte. So I think today I'm actually going to use the shimmer. So I'm just going to take Cottage Cheese and put it all over my lid. And a little bit right here in the inner corner and a little under my brow. I don't do the brow step very often, just because I haven't found one that's the right color for my brow. And this one's got some shimmer into it, so yeah, we just put those all over the eye. I'm actually going to zoom you guys in so you guys can see this a little bit better. Just my zoom. Okay, so you guys can see what I'm doing with my eyes. So I'm just going to take my ring finger again, make sure it's clean, make sure you wiped it off from the last time you used it, and we're just going to blend this out. So I've already got a little bit of a highlight. And I'm just going to take what's left and run it under my lower lid. Now these do crease on you a little bit. If you're looking for one that doesn't crease, I've heard a lot about Urban Decay. I don't buy a lot of Urban Decay products just because they are very, very expensive and they're just not my style of eyeshadows and stuff. So, okay, we're just going to run the rest of that under the eye. Get that one piece out. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is pick out our shadows. Now, I don't usually pick out my shadows right away when I'm doing a video. I usually just kind of go with the flow and it's whatever I want to wear that day. I don't usually pre-lay out like most people do. But for today's purpose, I'm going to use this Coastal Scents 88 Warm palette. I've had this palette for a couple years, but I love, love, love the shadows in it. It's got a very good color arrangement. As you can see, this purple one I use a lot. and this one that's very close to what Urban Decay's Sin. This one is almost identical to it, so I use that one a lot. Even though I have Sin, I still really like this one. So I'm just going to take a flat brush, and I'm going to use my Coastal Scents just a flat brush, eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to dip it in this palette, I'm going to put it into the color, that one that's like Sin, that one that I used. It's in the top row, third over, second down. So we're going to dip into that one and just put it on both lids. And I'm actually going to use, I have this little handheld mirror here that was very dirty. We're just going to bring that closer, and I'm going to use that to do my eyeshadow. So I dip that in there. We're just going to pat this all over the lid. Now this eyeshadow has a lot of fallout, I've noticed, and it might be just because it's kind of an older palette. I do sanitize it a lot. Almost after every time I use it, I sanitize it. Anytime I use it with a client, I sanitize it. Not just the shadows that I use, but the entire palette. So I mean the alcohol, and I use rubbing alcohol, 90% rubbing alcohol to sanitize. So it might be that's maybe drying it out and kind of making it kind of powdery. So, but usually they're really good. So the next one I'm going to take in this palette is one of the brown colors. Now you have so many brown colors that you can choose from. Choose one that's just a couple shades darker than your skin, because that's going to go into the crease and it's going to go right in here. And we're only going to do it to about right here. We're going to leave this outer corner for a darker shade. And for me, it is this one right here. Fourth one down, second row. So that's the one I'm going to use. And I'm just going to dip that in like this. And we're just going to... Your pretty little eyes. So we're just going to run that right there. So it's not too dark. It's just a couple shades darker. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys, this is a flat, it's just a stiff dome brush, and it's a MAC 219. You can get these from practically anywhere. I've got one by Soho London, which I think I got at Walgreens, that I really like. Elf makes one like this, I think for $3 or $5. I don't have that one. I kind of wish I did, but I know you can get them from Coastal Scents for a few. You can get them from for $4 from Coastal Scents. So, okay, so we've got that done. Next, I'm actually going to take this middle row right here. This purple row is my favorite. I'm going to take this one, which is the fourth one up or the fifth one down. It's this very pretty shimmery purple color. I'm going to take the same brush. I just whip it off a little bit. You can if you want to. You don't have to. And I'm going to put this right here. And we're going to blend this out in a little bit. We're just kind of placing it right now. It's a very deep, it's like a very deep shimmery, it's like champagne brown and purple all together, and it's very pretty. And we're just going to place that. So right now it's a little scary, isn't it? Just walk out of the house like this, but look, I'm done. It's not too bad. Okay. Again, I'm going to wipe off that brush. And I'm going to dip it into this darker, it's like a very deep plum and brown color right here. We're just going to dip it in like that. You can tell it's very dark. And we're actually going to do a V on this. And I will tell you this, I took makeup in cosmetology school. My teacher that I had, though, said, you guys all know how to do your makeup. I don't need to teach you. So we just kind of practice our own techniques on each other. So this, I pretty much taught myself. It's not hard to do makeup, I promise you. If you think too much into it, you're going to make it difficult for yourself. But this is just something, it will come naturally. You will pick up your own style of how you do things. to help me steady, I put my finger, my pinky on my cheek and hold it, you know, my brush like, kind of like how, exactly how you'd hold a pencil. That's the most comfortable for me. So, and then this color, I'm going to run what's left on the brush right underneath. And I'm going to run it to about right here on my eye. So I want to leave that inner corner where that shimmer is for a light color to kind of make my eyes pop. Okay. We're just going to run that. And you want to make sure that you connect these two on this outer B. Okay, so you can wipe that brush off again if you want to. Pretty much done with it for now. The next thing I'm going to do before I blend any of this out, I'm going to go ahead and put this palette back into my drawer where my dresser is. Like, I will show you guys my whole makeup setup very soon, but I want to make sure it's cleaned up and it's exactly where I want everything before I show you guys. I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Color Icon shadow. It's in Cream Brulee. It's just Brulee. 251A, and by Wet n Wild you can get these at Walgreens. Sometimes they have them on sale for 99 cents. So we're just gonna, where we placed that white shadow before, we're just gonna highlight, and I'm actually gonna put it right under here to cover any of the fallout. Oh, and that 88 palette that I just used with all those purples and browns, you can get those from coastalscents.com, and I believe they are this one's $24. It's one of the more popular ones. Like I said, I've had it for 2 years. I use it at least twice a week. When I first got it, that's all I was using for like the first 3 months. So you can see the shadows last a very, very, very long time. Okay, now, in the bathroom cabinets now. I've got 2 different blending brushes I'm going to use. I have 3, but I'm not going to use that other one. I usually use my MyGlam one, but I'm not going to use that one today. I've got my Bedhead VIP blending brush right here, which is very, very stiff. It's kind of harsh on the eyes. And then I've got this is the one I was telling you guys about. It's by Soho London, and it's a lot softer. Like, you can see just how soft this one is compared to how much harsher this one is. So they're about the same in comparison. Bedhead's a little bit longer. So about the same size. This one's a little fluffier though. So, but this harsh one I'm going to use first because this one actually takes off a little bit of the color as you're blending. It is very harsh. And this is a very clean one. So all I'm going to do is do the windshield wiper motion and just sweep it back and forth. Okay, that's about where I want that one. So you can see how much more blended this one is than this one. Going to do the same over here. We're just going to windshield wiper. So I used this one first. Okay, so that's about where I want it. I want most of my color to stay, so I'm done with this one. I'm going to set that one down. I'm going to take the Soho London one, which is nice because I don't know if you guys can see the actual, like how I'm holding it. It's got these, oh there you go, you can see it. It's got these rivets in them. And it's so that when you're grasping it, it's just how you want it to be. It's not straight round, so it's a lot better. With your muscles and the bones and everything. It's ergonomically designed, that's the word I'm looking for. So this one we're just going to blend, blend, blend. I'm going to blend this bottom part just a little bit more, blend it out. Okay, so that's about where I want that one. I'm going to blend this a little bit more too. Okay, so I've got that just where I want it. Next I'm going to take a Sonia Kashuk brush, and this is just a very, very stiff pencil brush, and it's already got, you can see the white on it. You can see the glitter flying. And I'm going to take my Bella Pierre eyeshadow, and this one is in the color Snowflake. And it's got my initials on it because I took it to school with me. When we did makeup, I took literally my entire makeup collection with me, which was a lot to lug. But I had the biggest collection out of anybody at school, so I was able to help everyone else when they were trying to do makeup. Like, I had all the different colored foundations, which I use e.l.f. foundations on my clients. Okay, so I just dip that into that snowflake, and we're just going to run it right up along here. Kind of open and brighten up that eye a bit. Oh, sorry guys, you can't see. Very sorry. Okay, so there we go. We've brightened up that eye just a little bit. And this eyeshadow I got when I was in San Diego, the very first time I ever went to San Diego, which was when my ex-husband graduated from Marine Corps boot camp. And they had this very cool three-tiered mall, and then it had like the rooftop you could go on to. Are you being sweetheart? You help him, Mama. Oh, you're so sweet. And that's where I had gotten it from. They had them on sale like 2 for $15 or 2 for $30 or something. I don't know. But the eyeshadows are they're usually 2 for $30, and I think I got them for 2 for $18. I got them $9 a piece, so they're quite expensive eyeshadows. But they're very good quality, and they last you forever. I'm just going to take my fingers, make sure they're clean, and just run them along and kind of get any extra fallout, anything like that. You can also take your concealer and dab it underneath to try and get rid of it if you want to. I don't usually put eyeliner on my eyes when I'm done, especially since it's still during the daytime. I don't want it to be too harsh, and I want it to be okay with the rest of my face. So that's good for now. The next thing I'm going to do is curl my lashes. And I just 1, 2, 3. This is an e.l.f. eyelash curler for $1 off the eyeslipsface.com website. You can also get this stuff at Target now. I believe it was on an end cap when it first came out, and I believe it's actually in the makeup aisle now. Like by the Milani and CoverGirl, I believe. So I've got my eyelashes curled. I'm going to let those sit for just a minute before I do anything else with them. The next thing I'm going to do is take my NYX eyeshadow pencil. And this is in a gray color. It's called Charcoal. But it looks like this. And it's just this this charcoal color. And that's what I use on my eyebrows. I have a really hard time trying to find what I want for my eyebrows. So, and I don't fill my eyebrows in very often. I just need to do it up here because it's just really sparse up here. I just I only do it just a little bit. Okay, so see, I just do it a little bit, and I know they're not even, but I'm not done with them yet. And I just kind of wipe them clean, make sure they're just where I want them. Okay, and then I'm going to take my clear brow gel, and this is the Maybelline Great Lash Clear, and it's not clear anymore because every time I use it, a little bit of the color from the pencil gets in there. And I actually, the wand is supposed to be straight, but when I pulled it out, I just bent it like this and bent it to where I wanted it to be because it's a lot easier to use when I do that. So I'm actually looking in the camera to do this, which is a little more difficult. Okay. So, put that back in there. We're good with that one. I'm going to take my eyelash curler again and just curl the very tips of my lashes. Roman, let's stop banging this, okay? Yeah, let's stop banging it. I know, but we're going to quit banging it, though. I know. Hey, I love you. I know. Lunch is almost done. Okay, so now I'm going to take my CoverGirl Lash Blast Luxe mascara. This is the red tube with the purple lid. I know they've got a purple tube with a red lid, too. I love you. Here, you want this? Oh, yes, you do. Mommy's giving me mommy's makeup. Ooh la la. I am gonna raise him with makeup in mind. Like, I want him to look at makeup and think, wow, like I want him to have that artistic background, because that's what I do. And if he chooses not to want to play with makeup, like if he chooses not to want to do something, I'm not going to like force it on him just because it's something that I love and it's something that I have such a passion for. I'm not going to force that on him. But if he does end up doing it, I would really, really love it just because it's just fun. Like, I don't know, it's wonderful. Okay, so this is what your wand looks like. It's the one with the pointy bristles. So, and we're just going to start, I'm actually going to zoom you in a little so you can see this better. I've tried many different techniques when it comes to doing mascara, and I just start at the very base, and I will turn it like this, and wiggle at the same time. So there's done and not done. And then we're just going to take whatever's left and run it on the bottom. And then I'm going to run a little in the corner too. So then we're going to reapply, and you don't want to sit here and do this. It's so bad for your mascara. You're pumping in bacteria. Very, very bad. So we're just going to do the same thing to the other eye. Oh, somebody sounds tired, Papa. So, this could also be a get ready with me, how to do your makeup when you're a single parent. That's about how it is. Are you pooping? He's pooping. That's a little TMI for you guys, but he's pooping. So I got a little bit of mascara right here in the corner, but I kind of like it there. It's kind of cute, so I'm going to leave it. Because I actually kind of like it there. It's like an extra facial mold deal thing. So you just go back to this one and make sure it's got enough. Perfect. Okay, so, yay! I am going to put a little bit of eyeliner in my eyes, and I always do, my pop of color is with some kind of eyeliner. Like, I have a very pretty kind of like a neutrally purple eye. Now I want to do a pop of color in it. This is black and deep brown. I have these Ulta pencils that came in a kit. They're like double-ended pencils. They're interesting. I like them. This is Emerald and Plum. I'm actually going to use the... Yes, Papa. Yes, Papa. I'm actually going to use the emerald part of this, like the emerald end, which looks like this. It's a very pretty deep green, which would go very pretty with these earthy colors we've got on our eyes. So I'm just going to pull my eye down just a little and run this on my waterline. As far as water, like these for the waterline, they are not the best, but then again, this one's still kind of sharp. I haven't really, so you can see a difference from what it does. It closes my eye a little more, but it definitely gives it a little more definition. So we're just going to do that to the other one. I know, Mommy's almost done, Papa. Hold on. I look at him and he smiles. He's like, Mommy, I need your attention. I want your full and undivided attention. And then when I'm done, if I get up and move away, he's going to be like, oh, I don't want you anymore. I only want you because... Okay, so here's a close-up of the eye. My little mascara mark. So it's just very, very simple, very subtle, like just a very, very pretty. I like it. So, go ahead and go out so you can see the entire face. This is what the entire face looks like. So you can see we've got our bronzer right here. The blush definitely isn't as prominent as I would like it to be. I'm just going to run the brush how it is over those cheeks again. Get a little more of that color on there. Okay. So, it's exactly how I want my face. This is how I'm going to leave it. I love it. The last thing I use on it is my e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. It's got aloe and stuff in it. As far as making your makeup last longer, I spray 6 or 7 times. And I have to like do this to my eyes because it kind of, just the mist of like where the fumes are going as they're going over my face, I can just, the fumes, I can feel it in my eyes and my eyes just do not like it. So I always have to do this until it's dry. Otherwise my eyes start to hurt and I'll blink and then I'll ruin the makeup that I just put on. As far as making your makeup last longer, I don't think it does that at all. I've never really noticed a difference. I know my foundation stuff comes off my face within about 6 hours of my day. So I try not to do my makeup until right before I'm going to work. Or something like that. I don't know how I'm going to wear my hair today. It's just kind of up and out of the way right now. Actually, this is kind of cute. I don't know. So that's my get ready with me video. I will try to list all the products. I'll have to rewatch this video and do a little bit of editing with it. Not a whole lot. There's just a couple things that I want to edit out, like where I went blah, 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 and messed up. I may just leave all that stuff in there. That way you guys can see what a real get ready with me video is without all the editing. I don't know. I know that makes for a long video, but oh gosh, yeah, we have to edit it because this video is like, holy cow, it's 44 minutes long. So yeah, we're going to edit this video. So I love you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to. I'm going to have a lot more videos. I'm trying to pump them out more and more when I have time. If you want to check out my blog, it's www.HairandMakeup87.dinstudio.com. I try and post on there every single day now. I'm trying to do a lot more now that I have like an internet connection. I can actually get on there and do stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I've got Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you want to, or you can just like tweet and say hi. I usually tweet right back as long as I'm on it. If I'm at work, I don't, just because we can't have our phones on us at work. So, but I love you guys, and thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. My son just dumped my eyeshadow drawer, so I'll go and clean that up. I love you guys. Bye.